We're still looking at more work on ecology. Number 1, an instrument used in measuring the speed of wind is A, a barometer, B, a wind vane, C, an anemometer, D, a hydrometer. Now, immediately you know the function of each of these instruments, you will not even gamble before you pick your answer. For instance, option A, a barometer. Barometer is used in measuring atmospheric pressure. B, wind vane is used in measuring the direction of wind flow. Hydrometer is used in measuring the density of the atmosphere or any fluid. Then C, anemometer. This instrument used in measuring the speed of wind. So our answer is C, anemometer. Question 2. Population is defined as collection of A, similar organisms that are found in the same habitat. B, different organisms in the same habitat. C, all organisms in the same habitat. D, similar organisms that interbreed freely. Now, again, to pick the answer is simple if you can define population correctly. We define population ecologically that as a group of organisms of the same kind living and interacting together in a given area at a particular time. So with that definition, you can easily look for the correct option here. Look at option B, different organisms in the same habitat. Is the same as option C, all organisms in the same habitat. So option B and C, they are gone. You cannot answer the question. D, similar organisms that interbreed freely. This is the definition of species. So A stands to be the correct answer to question 2. Option A is the answer. Question 3. Which of these instruments is used to measure the depth of light penetration into water body? This question can be reframed to be which of these instruments is used to measure the turbidity of water. And once you know the function of each of these instruments, number 3 becomes a simple question to answer. For instance, option A, rain gauge, to measure the amount of rainfall. Option C, hygrometer, is used. This instrument is used in measuring relative density of the atmosphere. A floater can be used to measure the speed of a current. Therefore, to measure the rate and the depth at which light penetrates into the water, you use this instrument called sec disc. So answer to number 3 is option B. Number 4. Which of the factors will not affect organisms in aquatic habitat? A, humidity, B, light, C, rainfall, and D, waves. Option A answers the question. Why? Humidity is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. And the amount of moisture in the atmosphere have no effect on organisms in the water. So option A is the answer. Number 5. Which of these is not a biotic factor? Which of these is not a biotic factor? A, temperature. B, moisture. C, disease. D, wind. What is abiotic factor? Abiotic factors are non-living factors. anything that's not living but affects behavior of an organism in habitat is an abiotic factor. So when you look at it, it's only C that a phenomenon related to only living things, others are non-living things. So disease is the answer. Diseases are suffered by living things, and the disease can affect the population of any given organism. So our answer to number 5 is C.